thank you for watching this episode of the Jersey Shore podcast. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the Hammer, Damon, Galdo talked about, then send the Jersey Shore podcast to others. The Hammer also looks forward to your comments during upcoming episodes. Tonight's Jersey Shore podcast starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Jersey Shore podcast. That is S-U-R-E, because we are always shore. I'm your host, Damon Galdo. This is brought to you by the Great America's Pulse Network. First, I want to get to our breaking news video. It's a new video that was released today of the ICE shooting that happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it shows a little different angle from the ICE officer's actual phone. So let's roll this clip.
Change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking guy. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Whoa!
Now, that particular officer was actually involved in another car incident where he was drugged, I don't know how many feet, 50 feet or so, and wound up with 33 or 36 stitches in his leg. So he went through that before. So, I mean, understandable. He has to let that go and has to, still act in a certain way. I'm not saying that that's the reason why you should have done that, but he was about to get run over. And when someone's coming at you, you don't know, and they're agitating you, and she was there for a reason. We'll get into all this later. I hate the loss of life, but if you obstruct the law, this is what happens. And there's another video too, because I want to talk about this stuff in the monologue, why this is happening. So let's go to the next video.
Start blowing their fucking heads off. Start blowing their fucking heads off. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh my God, they just went and blew up bitches on a boat in Venezuela, kidnapped a man who is their leader. I don't give a fuck what he did. If they came and kidnapped that fat fucking pig mixed with a cow, it would have been World War never ends. Republicans voted no against having oversight on investigating this murder that we just fucking all watched with our own eyes. Donald Duck, the fucking hog, sat up here talking about protect these bitches who just murdered her. Jasmine Crockett is on the floor crying to these people, and she quoted something. She said the word fuck. It was completely silent, and then one of them crackers on that other side, that fucking demonic crackers, oh, well, can we have some decorum in here? She just told you about a murder, cracker, and you talking about her saying fuck? Blow their fucking heads off. Blow their heads off and see what happens. Start blowing their fucking heads off. They don't care about y'all. They don't care about when citizens die. Blow their heads off.
Well, I think everyone that sees that video should actually send that to the FBI, because that's a major problem. Not to mention he said that Jasmine Crockett quoted somebody and it was the word fuck. But sorry for the vulgar language, folks, but it's just what we're dealing with today. So I just want to, I named this episode Follow the Money, because it's for a reason. Because what you're watching unfold in this country right now isn't organic outrage. It's manufactured chaos. It's funded, it's encouraged, it's excused, and it's weaponized by people who benefit when Americans hate each other. Look at what's happening in places like Minneapolis and even on the West Coast, and protests that aren't peaceful, targeting immigration and customs enforcement. Federal officers are being confronted, surrounded, attacked, and in some cases nearly run over, as you just saw. And then when law enforcement defends itself, the media narrative flips instantly. ICE is the villain. The mob is the victim. But none of this happens in a vacuum. When politicians talk about this country like it's already over, when they tell people we're at a point of blows, that civil war is inevitable, that America is fundamentally broken, that language is dangerous, truly dangerous, because it becomes a self-serving prophecy. So when people are told over and over again that they cannot live next to their neighbors, that there is no common American identity, that the system is illegitimate, they stop seeing each other as fellow citizens. They start seeing enemies. And that is what brings me to Tim Walz, Tampon Tim. Yesterday, Walz called for a moment of silence. On the surface, it sounds harmless, even noble. But if you listen closely, to the language he used, he asked people to pause to remember Renee Good, and then said it was time for a moment of silence. He asked employers to give people space, asked people to shovel sidewalks, volunteer at food banks, talk to strangers, and then without missing a beat, he pivoted. He said, "We must be very clear that we expect our constitutional rights to be respected, that law enforcement must be local." Now, remember that, local. That we are not going quietly. We must rise up. Now, that language matters because Renee Good was at the very least involved in obstructing law enforcement. And when a governor holds a moment of silence framed as a moral resistance, while simultaneously suggesting that federal law enforcement should not be operating, that's not unity, that's gaslighting. When Walz said law enforcement must be local, what he means is federal law enforcement should not do its job. When he says rise up, in this environment, that's not abstract. And when he invokes constitutional rights, let's be very clear. There is no constitutional right in this country to be, if you're an illegal. There is no constitutional right to interfere with federal officers carrying out lawful deportations. So this isn't new for him either. Just last year, Tim Walz compared ICE to the Gestapo. He said masked agents were scooping people off the streets, disappearing them to foreign torture dungeons with no trials, no defense, no due process. That is what he told people. And then everyone acts shocked when activists confront ICE in the streets. If you tell people over and over again that law enforcement is evil, authoritarian, illegitimate, then eventually someone is going to decide that they have a moral obligation to interfere. And the more confrontations you create between mobs and officers, the more likely it is that someone gets hurt or gets killed. That's not politics. That's reality. Now, let's talk about the shooting itself. I mean, this is not about whether Renee Good intended to harm the officer, which it looked like it did. Maybe it didn't. Maybe he was just trying to pull away. It doesn't really matter. This is about whether the officer reasonably perceived a deadly threat to his life in that moment. That's the legal standard, period. But elected officials jumping ahead of investigations, calling it murder, inflaming emotions, is reckless, and it's reckless beyond belief. More people are going to get hurt. I mean, the mayor of Minneapolis told ICE to get the F out of the city. He doesn't have the authority to do that. He then suggested Renee Good was murdered, despite the fact that the incident is clearly disputed and under investigation. That isn't leadership. That's throwing gasoline on the fire for political points. So, and remember, this is the same governor too, Tim Walz, who presided over the 2020 riots. Cities burned, businesses were destroyed, people's lives were ruined, and he failed to perform the most basic function of government, maintaining law and order. This is also the same man who once suggested that China, an authoritarian state, might be the global moral authority. China. I mean, really. So China, they're communists. They're authoritarian states. So they might be the global moral authority, and they're his words. Look it up. So let that sink in. And that's who's lecturing Americans about authoritarianism and rule of law. Tim Walz. You got to be kidding me. So when you hear politicians speak this way, when you see legacy media carry, their water without question, ask yourself who benefits, because chaos keeps people in power. Division drives donations. Fear motivates turnout. And somewhere behind the scenes, money is flowing into the organizations that organize these protests, pay the agitators, bail out rioters, and keep the cycle going. So tonight, don't just watch the chaos, follow the money. So with that, I want to bring on our special guest tonight. I don't know if Seth is on yet, but I know Elena is. So we'll bring Elena, ladies first. Oh, there's Seth. He's there. So,
what's up, Damon?
How you doing? Thanks for coming on, guys. Hey. It's a lot going on in this country. I'm fired up. I really am, because this is bullshit. I mean, I can't believe it. What's going on? Well, I can. I'm sorry. I can believe it. But after seeing that other video and the other video, thank you, Elaine, for sending me those as well for breaking news. Seth, were you on for breaking news, or did you come on a little late? But
I had to reset, but I think I saw some of it.
Okay. But so, Elaine, I'll go to you first, because you're the one that sent them to me. Thank you for that. But that's horrible.
So the young man who was calling for all Republicans to just be shot in the effing head, he was only one of several videos that I've seen like that today. Brand new videos. These aren't things that people are unearthing from the past. This is the conversation that they're having now. Conversation is, one guy was saying, bring guns to ICE operations. He said the time for being nice is over. And I was like, this is your nice. This is that they think they've been being nice so far. So now they are planning on getting into shootouts with ICE agents. My answer to that is bring the full force of the federal government down on anywhere that this is happening, anywhere and everywhere. This is going to become a national security emergency very, very quickly. So let's just bring it. Like, enough. Like this, if that's what it takes. I don't want it to come to this, but if that's what it takes, so be it.
And Seth, and what Elaine just said, I'm going to play this first clip in Hammer 1, and tell me what you think. Here it comes.
These idiots.
Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino on the ground, walking up and down. He was trying to show his support for teams who are out helping ICE during this massive federal operation. The reason they are also needed, I think it's important to point out, is because local police are just not around. The Sheriff's Department didn't see them. The Minneapolis PD didn't see them. So when there's all that chaos, they need somebody to help step in. At one point, Bovino had a clash with protesters.
Get out of the way.
So Seth, I mean, you see what this is. This is a bomb about to go off. I mean, it's only a matter of time before someone else gets hurt, and the news media covers in a certain way. What do we do? What are your thoughts? Do you have to just slap them all down, or I don't know? I mean, because at this point they're getting out of hand. It's getting bad.
And with the videos we just saw, there's not much they can do. You can't shoot somebody for pushing you.
Yeah.
The cops can't start dropping the hammer on people for that. But what they can do is start knocking people's teeth out, start breaking noses, start splitting foreheads, breaking jaws. They need to start hurting people. Everybody's tough and got a big fucking mouth and got something to say when you're with somebody that can't fight back. The second these cops start knocking teeth out of these people's heads, all the soy boys are going to run home to their moms and they're not going to come out of their basements again. We need to stop being nice. That's a legal action being carried out by federal law enforcement. You are not allowed to interfere. That is a crime. That's why resisting arrest is a crime. You are not entitled to do that. You're not entitled to interfere with the lawful actions of a law enforcement officer. It's a crime. So we need to start treating these people like criminals. And how you treat criminals? You treat them like animals. You fucking hurt them. You put them down on the streets and you beat them till they lose bowel control. You have to hurt these people because that's all they understand is pain. We've tried reasoning with them. We've tried explaining to them, you're going to go to jail if you do this. This is a crime. You'll be arrested. They don't care. So fucking hurt them.
Let me ask a question. Why aren't we using, or do we not have the legal authority to use fire hoses, to use, there are sonic tools that we have that, the army, the military has that we don't use on civilians, but why wouldn't we do that? A couple of sonic little booms for them and they'll be scurrying like mice and they'll run home. Why do we allow this?
But see, we don't have to do all that. We don't have to do that sci-fi stuff. All they got to do is go back to old school. Nightstick and a riot shield.
No, but
and you wade through the crowd and you split people's faces open. So when they're coughing up their own blood or holding a handful of their own teeth, they're going to realize, man, I shouldn't be here. Well, this is the wrong place for me to be.
Then you hit the wrong person in the head and then they could die from it.
If you're at a riot and you get hit, you're not the person. You're in the wrong place.
Well, I hear you there. I got you there. I'm just saying to hit somebody, but the fire hose thing, I would say not in Minnesota because everyone will be ice skating down the street.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. I mean, but the sonic noise does the trick, hurts them, scares them away. Then you're not stuck with lawsuits because we live in this extremely litigious society, and I don't want to see all of our law enforcement get caught up in lawsuits. If there's a better way, if it's the only way, I understand, and I'm not against what you're saying, Seth. I'm just saying, is there not a better, cleaner way that's quicker too, and that's safer for the officers?
Cleaner is not necessarily better. The messier and bloodier it is, the more your point gets served. The more people understand you're not fucking around.
It's going to be messier and bloodier for our officers too. I hear you though, and I'm not trying to disagree. I'm just,
and that's another thing. These police departments in these areas that aren't backing up federal law enforcement, they should be arrested for dereliction of duty. Police have a legal obligation to advance in the face of danger.
Yes.
That is their obligation. If they don't do that, they can be arrested. Those officers in those departments need to be arrested immediately.
Well, the thing is, everyone walks on eggshells now. If you're somebody that look at like Daniel Penny, like he's a guy, regular guy, he stepped in and trying to save people on the train, and luckily he got off. But his life was flipped upside down for a year and a half, and he could have went to jail for a long time. I mean, luckily they realized that he didn't intend to kill him, but it was just trying to save the people that were on the train. But that's what happens. You have the lawsuits. You have these judges that are that are appointed or voted in, and you have these DAs that are soft on crime, but not only on the not on the victims, but on the actual aggressors, the ones that commit the crimes. And that's the time we live in right now. I mean, I don't know how to get out of it other than like you said. Listen, I grew up in Philly, and if I could, I would handle this in such a different way myself. When there was a problem, we solved it ourselves. We that's what we did. But I have two young kids now, and I'm
going to have to. We don't have the cops. The cops aren't going to solve it. So who's going to solve it? Either we bring in the military or the people solve it themselves.
There is an answer to these issues. There's one way they can resolve this. Not that I'm advocating for it at all. I don't agree with it. I think it should be a last ditch effort. The president can declare martial law.
Yeah.
As soon as he declares martial law, the Constitution is suspended. You have no rights. You can be arrested immediately for anything and held for an undetermined amount of time without being charged. Habeas corpus is disposed of. There needs to be no evidence. If you institute martial law, that will quash this immediately, because at that point, there are lawbreakers. The U.S. Marshals and the U.S. military enforce the law. Posse comitatus is tossed aside. Military helps enforce civilian law, and they will start killing people.
That's what they want.
That's what we need to do then, because this is going to, if we don't stop this now,
yeah.
And these people think, hey, I can stop this because I don't agree with ICE. What's next? I can stop it because I don't believe that guy should get a speeding ticket, so I'm going to assault that state trooper. Oh, I don't agree with that because that guy got caught stealing. Let's assault that cop because that's not right to arrest him. This will escalate till it becomes lawless.
Yeah.
So either we nip it bud, or everybody buy a gun, become proficient with it, and protect yours, because it's going to get to that point now. Unless we nip this in the bud harshly and with prejudice, this is not going to get better.
I hope so.
I know. Well, and listen, and there's a lot of bad actors out there, rich people like Soros, and they're finding money coming from Shanghai that are paying these people to go out there and do this stuff. And I'm going to roll this next clip real quick, and we'll take a look at it.
That. To the human race. Why are you wearing a mask? Why are you wearing a mask? I'm just curious. Just a question.
Lock it up.
This is the crowd, and they apparently are policing their borders. So they're policing their borders here, which is fascinating.
Shame.
Oh, well, it's so boring.
Shame.
Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
Shame. I'm getting paid.
Nope. I'm going to kind of cut off. She said, I'm getting paid right now. So with that, I want to bring up one thing. I brought this up many times before on the podcast because our great producer and I went to a Tesla protest, and when I parked, I kind of he parked in a different block, and I was walking up, and all these buses came in. I'm like, what's this going on? So I kind of mingled with the crowd, and they started handing out the vouchers and stuff like that. So, and then the guy said to me, he said, what group are you with? I said, I'm by myself. He said, oh, you got to give that back to me. I said,
that one.
Yeah. So, but let's put that up on the screen. Now, they are getting paid. Proof of it. That was back in March when we went there. So and it said it was a voucher pretty much. And then they put it up on Facebook, and it's Cooper River Indivisible. Now, if you see it on the news now, they're talking about indivisible groups. This happens to be Cooper River, which is in Cherry Hill. But Indivisible is one of the groups that are funding all this, and they're finding money from other countries that are funding it because they want to destroy the United States from within, and that's what's going on right now. So, Seth, you may be right. I mean, you look at back in the day. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't alive back then, but I know a little bit of history when they were fighting communism, and they were rounding people up and putting them, in cages. They thought you were a communist. They were just, we're in a hole.
That's not what I mean. I mean, when they go to these protests or go to these arrests, there's people that are there interfering with law enforcement, round them up. They're criminals. Round them up. Stop pushing them away. Stop telling them to get away. They have been warned. No more talk. Snatch them up and put them in jail. Let them sit in jail for a couple of years, and then maybe they'll realize, hey, I shouldn't have been messing with the cops. Or just kick the shit out of them, leave them on the side of the road and pull their own blood and urine, and they'll learn that way. You don't mess with the police when they're doing a lawful arrest. It's not your place. You're not a lawyer. And the street is nowhere to fight with the cops because you're going to lose. You go to court to fight with the police. And if you fight on the street, whatever happens to you, you've deserved, and I don't feel sorry for you. Like I said last time, you find sympathy between shit and syphilis. I don't care if you screw with the cops on the street, you get what you deserve.
So I hear you there, Elena. I just trying to navigate in between it all. I have 2 young kids, and obviously I'm running for office, running for Congress in CD1, New Jersey. And like I said before, I would love nothing more than just stop it physically. I really would, because it's getting out of hand and it's only going to get worse. But I'm just trying to figure out like the best way to get around it. But I think, I don't know. I'm trying to be diplomatic. But I think it's just going to get worse, or it's going to get bad enough to where everyone's going to have to pick a side and fight at that. I hope it doesn't get to that.
Yeah. Just say it like it is. Say it like it is. They're the ones that are saying they want to pick up guns against Republicans. Okay. They're the ones who are picking up guns against Republicans. There have been several deaths in ICE operations, all because of them. They were the ones that shot the illegal aliens at the ICE facility in Dallas. They caused Renee Good's death. She caused her own death. You know, there was another ICE operation facility where a guy was running and he like tried to climb a wall and he fell off and died. Like that was another illegal alien death. Again, none of it due to the ICE officers. They want us dead. They're coming for us. They're coming for Republican lawmakers. They're calling for violence in the streets. It's coming. It's on our doorstep. This isn't like some fuzzy idea that we have to wonder if it's going to happen. They're telling us, and we need to believe them because everything they've done up to this point has proven that they are completely unhinged, detached from reality, have no value for life whatsoever unless it's one of their own. They are the worst revolutionaries in history because they're not willing to die for their cause, apparently. It's very bad when you die for your cause. And they're lunatics who belong in straitjackets. So, yeah, arm up, lock and load. They're coming for us.
Well, I'm armed up and locked and loaded. I definitely am. But the thing is, it's at what point do you cross that line to where it can't be crossed again? I got a very special hammer. It's actually in my truck.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to be breaking out. I was going to do a show, but you had the flu. But no, at what point we're past the point of no return? That's the only thing. I mean, a lot of Republicans, I would say, for the most part, have families and kids, like I do. And listen, I wouldn't mind at all going to battle and stuff like this, but because it is really getting out of hand and it's a problem, and it doesn't. I mean, yeah, it scares me for my family, but I don't mind fighting against it. But it's just at what point do they win to where that's what they want? Give them what they want, and then these are outside the country organizers funding stuff like this.
Well, we have to keep ourselves alive. So if this is really what they want, then so be it. Like I said earlier, they want martial law. They've been saying for 10 years that Donald Trump is going to institute martial law.
Well, yeah, I think we should definitely do that. Yes.
You know, and so he's going to do that, like as if he's just been sitting there dying to do it while everything is grand. I mean, so once he does it, they're going to say, you see, we told you he would do this, even though they caused it. Yes. So yeah, give them what they want. Fine. Maybe we should give them what they want.
I think all we got to do is let cops be cops.
Stop telling me when you got Jacob Fry in Minneapolis. That's
what I mean. We need to let cops know that you don't have to be a social worker. It's not your job to have pizza parties with your neighborhood. It's not your job to be the community bus for people. You are law enforcement. You were there to enforce the law. Whoever that may be, it may need to be happening against, that's your job. And if you can't, and if the local municipalities and local departments can't do it, federalize them. Take away the power from the county, take away the power from the city, take away the power from the state. So you no longer answer to them. You answer to the federal government. You will adhere to the law. You will enforce the Constitution. If you're making a lawful arrest and somebody interferes, they will be arrested. If they resist, they're going to taste blood. And if they want to fight back, they'll eat a bullet. It's that simple. Law is law. That's why Lady Justice has a blindfold on. Doesn't matter who you are. The law is the law.
Yep.
And it needs to be enforced.
We have that in some places. We have police officers who are allowed to enforce the law who have support from their leadership, from their local sheriffs, from their police chiefs, from their prosecutors and their mayors. But not everywhere. So, I mean, I don't know how we're going to convince
federalize them
doing their job.
Federalize them. Take away the authority from the county and the state and put the power, or just screw it. Martial law. Take away the power from everybody. Put it in the federal government. Put U.S. Marshals in the city where the problem is, with the military backing them, and do it that way. We do that in one city. I guarantee you, when people see how that works, they're all going to shut the fuck up and go back to their basement. once they see U.S. Marshals and tanks and military people on street corners handing out beatdowns because you're wearing a blue shirt on Tuesday, and that's against the rules now. And no, you can scream for your lawyer, put your phone in my face. You can videotape me kicking your ass because you have no rights anymore. You are cattle. They see that once, it'll calm the rest of the country down because I don't want to live in a city with martial law.
What do you think it's going to take for Trump to do that?
I don't know I'm starting to lose faith in the entire system here. How many more people have to die? How many more riots do there have to be? How much more property has to be destroyed? How many more times do people got to spit on the Constitution before someone goes, hey, this is getting a little crazy. Maybe we should do something. Maybe we should, start maybe arresting people. So I don't know. I don't know what he's waiting for. I don't know if he has even thought about it. But if he doesn't think about it soon, the problem that we're all looking at that no one seems to want to address in D.C. is going to sneak up on them and take a big, nice, juicy bite out of their ass. And then they're going to go, crap, we got to do something. But then it's going to be too late.
Well, one thing I got to say is I'm fed up with it. And if you look at, that's why I'm able to follow the money. You have to follow the money and see where it's coming from because people are funding this stuff. And if it takes martial law to do it, but maybe that's how we fix it. I mean, I know they linked some stuff, like I said earlier, to Shanghai. We know George Soros is funding a lot of this stuff. So
follow the money far enough.
We are too. Yeah, with all the fraud and everything else. And that's the thing is bigger government makes bigger fraud, and that's how it goes. And they're stealing it, and then they fund these politicians who don't give a damn about the people at all. They only care about keeping their votes. And you look at what they say back and forth to each other, and it's I gotta say it's mainly the Democrats. I mean, I don't always say that it's always the Republicans they're the greatest in the world. Nah, I mean, but I'm more obviously I'm more on their side, 100% more on their side because they have morals. It seems like, at least I do anyway. And I'm a Republican, so I'll say that I have the morals. But I look at the Democrats and they just use this. They were waiting for this to happen. They were seething for it, and now it happened. They're jumping all over it, and that's the biggest thing. And I mean, like people like Walls, he knew about that fraud. I'm sure he did. I mean, I'm not saying for sure, but I would lean on the side that he knew about it.
He'd have to be even dumber than we think he is to not know about it.
Yeah, I'm not making accusations. I'm just saying allegedly. So, but
educated guess.
Yeah. But we're going to see some of this too. I got more clips coming up in the next Hammer segment. So let's take a quick break. Go to Hammer 2.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, Elena, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Parler, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hammer 2. And we're so fired up earlier. I forgot to tell everybody, if you want to ask a question or make a statement, you can go whatever social media platform that you're watching from. You can see it in the chat box. If you put a statement out there or ask a question, we will answer it and put it up on the screen as long as it's appropriate. But yeah, man, I'm fired up. So this is Hate America Incorporated. That's why I named it this one. So, and just because that's the way it is right now. That's why I see a lot of people. It's actually like a small group, but it's still a lot of people that are groomed to hate the United States, and I'm tired of it. So, should we just deport them into American citizens? I'll go with you, Seth, on that one.
If they're American citizens, you can't deport them.
I know.
I know. I'm just saying it's the Constitution. That's why it's written down. So there's no self-interpretation. There's no gray area. It's written down for a reason. That way we know what can and can't. Well, not for us. Then we know what the government can and can't do. Constitution is for the government. It's not for us. It's their rules, not our rules. But we need to start. They need to start enforcing the Constitution. They need to start enforcing the laws of the land. We need to stop being nice to people just because, I don't want to be that guy, or they'll think I'm racist, or some other ism there is. The law is the law. And if you break the law, you should feel the full weight of justice. It should be crushing. It should be overbearing. It should be so bad that you're the example that people remember. Like, remember when Damon did that? He did 17 years in prison. They fined him. They took his property. The dude, his family's on the street. It should be that severe.
He's talking about our producer Damon, not me.
Yeah, we're talking about the producer. It should be so severe that it inspires fear to even think about breaking the law. You should be so afraid of what will happen, not just to you, but to your family, that no, I'm not doing that. I don't even want to talk about that. Stay away from me. We're not doing that. The law is a joke now. It's enforced sporadically, and it's enforced against people that some people don't like, and if they like it, the law is not so heavy. These people need to feel the hammer. They need to do serious jail time. Like this lady's wife who told her, drive, baby, drive. Her fat ass should be in prison for accessory.
Where's her mugshot? I've been waiting for it all day.
It'll never happen because she's a lesbian, and we can't do that because then we're like anti-LGBTQ. So they can do whatever they want to do. That's another thing that's got to stop. Minorities and these people who have letters after their name don't get special passes. You're black, so what? You don't get to do what you want to do just because you were black. I don't care. You're Mexican, don't care. The law's the law. You don't get to break it. You don't get special compensation because 500 years ago, somebody you're related to that you've never met, will never meet, have never spoken to, something happened to them. You don't get money for that. Because if that's the case, what about you? What about the Irish? What about the Asian? What about everybody else who suffered something that happened in this world? Do we all get money for it? If we want to get to the Olympics of pain and suffering, let's do it. But it's ridiculous. The law is the law. And I can't believe I got to tell people that the law is the law. And what's really disheartening is we got 4 people watching this. Those morons on the Democrats that talk about violence and killing people, they got hundreds of thousands of people watching them. Republicans need to get off their fucking ass and get in the game. Grab a helmet and get on the field. Or you know what? Stop your bitching. Stop your crying. Stop your whining about what you want to do. If you can't even give a half hour to listen to opinions about it, shut up. Put a pacifier in your mouth and go lay down for a little while. It's nappy time. The adults are talking. Get involved.
See, Seth, that's why I wanted you on the podcast tonight, because I was angry, and I needed somebody else to get the anger out for me. So that's why I really needed it tonight, buddy.
Feel better now, Damon?
Yeah, I was so mad today when I seen what was going on. I'm like, and I knew it was coming, but just when I saw it, I was like, oh God, I'm at work and watching clips, and you sent me some Elena, and it got me more angry. I'm like, I got to control myself on the show. I said, I need Seth. So
I know. He's like, I'm angry. I'm like, wait till you see this.
Yeah.
Stir that pot. Stir and stir and stir.
Yeah, I was losing. I'm in my truck driving home like, God damn it.
No, I want to join your anger for a second because I want to talk one more time about the wife and why she hasn't been arrested yet after what they released today. Now, I can't help but to wonder if they're setting it up, that they're putting the case together and they're going to go pick her up and bring her in. And if they do, when they do, I hope that it is the biggest show. It's not just a show of force, but like a theatrical show. Like send Christy Noman, and what's his name? Bovina. Like send them in, have them handcuff her, throw her into a paddy wagon like a dog. And that poor dog that was in the back of the car when the shooting happened. Give the dog to the ICE agent's family and let them raise the dog for the rest of its life and take care of it and make sure he's fully funded. I want to see a show of it, and I want to watch liberal heads explode when that woman gets arrested. Now, I know it'll make things worse, but it is exactly what Seth is talking about. Actions, consequences. I'm sorry your wife died, but you guys put yourselves in that situation. So now we're going to make it even worse for you. And she got her consequences. Now you get yours.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it was planned what they were trying to do. And I don't know, one of her friends came out, I don't know the name, and said that she died with honor. And apparently she went to classes for this, the anti-ICE classes that they have out there.
Jailed, obviously.
Yeah. So it's like, well, I want those people to go to jail. Like, who's teaching people how to block law enforcement? Whoever's teaching, I want them in jail. Go lock them up too, because you shouldn't be having classes on how to impede federal investigations or
Wait, fun fact. One of not the organization that Becca, that Renee Good went to. So far, we don't think so. But there's another organization that teaches this, and it is run by Tim Walz's last campaign's political chair for his 2023 campaign for governor. So just so you know, so Tim Walz is directly, or one degree of separation connected from these organizations.
And since you brought this up, Damon, I want to say this on your behalf. Just because I'm saying something on this podcast does not mean Damon or Elena or anybody agrees with me. So please don't say, well, Seth's on with Damon. Damon must believe everything Seth says, so that's crazy. No.
Oh, I love when the disclaimer comes.
I don't want anyone to hold what I say against Damon. It's not him, it's just me. So I don't want that to happen.
Bring it.
The clip's already getting cut, and they're going to use a piece of it anyway in the campaign, so it doesn't really matter. So I just got to raise enough money so I can combat it when they throw it out there at me. So go to votedamongaldo.com and hit that donate button. So, but no, tell me if I'm crazy for even trying to get involved in politics in front of Congress, because I want to play this next clip, and this is what we have. This is our elected officials. Let's just roll this next one.
Watch this. Raise your hand if you oppose Trump's pardon of this Minnesota individual.
Ma'am, this grandstanding nonsense
this is not grandstanding.
Exactly
this is
what
accountability.
Minnesotans hate about D.C.
This is accountability, and you are hypocrites. So again, I will take your refusal
to Mr. Chairman, order, decorum. She's off the rails.
Reclaiming my time. I'm not off the rails, please.
You are totally off the rails.
Nancy, enough with your tropes. Give me my time back.
Order, Mr. Chairman.
If Republicans were serious about reclaiming my time,
you press your time. You have no time left. You're over time. You're
out of time. You're out of time.
There's no time left.
We're done here.
Touch and out of time.
At least 10
She's out of time.
Time's expired.
Out of order and out of time.
Ms. Presley, you've already secured your MS.
Yeah. Well, maybe I am a little crazy for trying to run for office. In that room, they do have a jail in the basement of the Capitol building, and it was actually made for Congress. I think I might be the first one to ever go into it.
Really? That's an interesting factoid.
Yeah. So,
that's
I mean, oh my God! It's like that's who's running this country. That's who people.
That's who's elected to run this country.
That's why we're laughing.
Well, elected, yeah, because people voted for that person. It's like
I was at an event in Charlestown, Massachusetts once. It was I believe it was a St. Patrick's Day dinner, and she was one of the invited speakers. So it was at a Knights of Columbus, and this was right around when Trump was first running or had first been elected, and most of her speech was, about white supremacy and Trump in a room full of white people. Like she had a half a table of her family there. They were the only people of any color whatsoever, besides a bunch of white Irish people and me. Like I was the darkest person there because I'm Italian, and her standing there going on about white people and how bad Trump is. And even those people who in Boston are super liberal were like, if somebody bought my ticket for that event, I would have gotten up and walked out. But I wanted to be polite because I was a guest. But she sucks.
See, that's the problem. We got to stop being polite.
Yeah, everyone should have booed her right out of there. Not worried about it.
Some of them agreed with her because they invited her, but she was invited as a special speaker, our congresswoman. Oh, what a nightmare. She was, I guess really my point is, like, I had the feeling of there was evil in the room when she was speaking. I truly felt that. It made me very uncomfortable. She really is. Look at how she acts.
DC, it's all smoke and mirrors at DC. They don't mean anything they say. Like that whole back and forth doesn't mean anything to anyone in that room. I guarantee you when the cameras went off, they all started talking to each other, shaking hands, and making plans for beers that night. That is all smoke and mirrors for the populace. That's just like the Colosseum in Rome for the mob. Those hearings are our Colosseum. We see them fight and go back and forth, and we actually think they're trying to do something good. When in all actuality, it's a magic show, sleight of hand. That's all it is.
You're definitely right about that. I think one of you guys said it on one of the Pulse podcasts that they shouldn't air the congressional hearings.
I think that was Justin. I think Justin said.
Was it Justin?
I think so.
Well, yeah, somebody said it on the Pulse, and I was like, it is kind of entertaining sometimes, but then it shouldn't be entertaining. It shouldn't look like that. It should be. I would love the fact that you could see them actually passing law and doing the right thing and see how everything goes, but to turn it into reality TV and nothing happens. Nobody goes to jail. It's just that hearing was about the fraud in Minnesota. There was nothing about the fraud that she was talking about. And there's more. I'm going to next. Yeah, and this is about the fraud of Minnesota, and here's what they're talking about.
Let me get my puke bucket.
Yeah, Harris, good morning to you. This House Oversight Committee hearing was supposed to be about the widespread fraud scandal going on in Minnesota, but several committee Democrats appear to want to talk about anything except that fraud. Take a listen.
What % of sexual assaults in the United States are committed by white men?
I have legislation that will take Trump's name off that building and restore it.
Raise your hand if you oppose the pardon of George Santos.
I stand with the Somali and the immigrant community.
Mr. Baloo, are you aware of allegations that $50,000 in taxpayer dollars have been given to someone that is currently sitting in this administration by the name of...
Oh, again with the home, and I can't with her.
Yeah, I'd say what? It's about fraud. About the Somali fraud. At least one person said, "I stand with the Somali community." I mean, at least that was like kind of touched a little bit on why they were there. But
but also a reporter separately asked Ayanna Pressley about fraud, and her husband was there, and apparently he took the reporter's phone and swatted it out of his hand, and kind of got physical when he asked her. Because the reporter asked a question, because he's a thug. He's an ex-con thug. She's married to, this dirtbag of a person who's now like a highly paid consultant because of who he's married to. They're actual thugs in Congress and paid actors. So none of that really surprises me, but shame on us for allowing it. That's the thing with the cameras that bothers me, that we see it and still pay their salaries.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I know. I got sick for a second when you said that. We do pay their salaries, and paying for that behavior and not getting anything done. It's like why can't Trump just have his old TV show back and say you're fired? I mean, seriously, I want to just step in and fire him. That's the reason why I'm crazy enough to run for office, because I want common sense back. I want people to care about the people they're supposed to represent, not themselves, and that's what it is. And you look at the AOCs, you look at the Jasmine Crockett's, it's all a reality show for them now. They get into Congress, make $177,000 a year, and they automatically somehow get up to like 20 million in like 2 years somehow. I'm curious about that, but I don't know. It's great. I got one more clip to play in this segment for the crazy Dems out there too. So we'll just roll this one for everybody. Sorry, everybody, for
Ms. Lee, the IGs are hired to identify fraud. They haven't identified fraud. The IGs have failed. But anyway,
You all have failed.
No,
you all continue to fail. We've done nothing. You've had the gavel, Mr. Comer. We barely do hearings on anything that actually affects change.
Now, there was some substance to the hearing. 3 of the witnesses were Minnesota lawmakers who helped sound the alarm to the fraud.
Do you have any doubt that Governor Tim Walz knew about this fraud as it was occurring?
He absolutely knew that it was occurring.
Why would Governor Walz let $9 billion in fraud occur? Mr. Hudson.
In my opinion, because it was politically beneficial to Democrats. Again, the Somali community is a huge constituency group, and we've had some tight races in Minnesota, and it makes a difference for them.
Because it's a huge part of the Democrat voting base in Minnesota. Is that correct?
all right. Well, Minnesotans, how do you like that one? So, you want your money back? You want your vote back? I don't know. What do you guys think?
First of all, it's not just their money in Minnesota; it's our money too.
Well, yes, they get federal funding. Yes.
All right. So I'm sick of everyone saying, "Oh, why aren't Minnesotans mad?" Well, why aren't you mad?
Oh well, I'm mad. I just mask.
I mean you. I mean those people.
Seth. I
can't remember if it was the Romans or the Greeks, but once a year they would vote on the worst politician there was and execute them. They would execute the worst politicians. The people would get together once a year, vote for the worst politician, and then execute that politician. Let's bring that back. Let's start holding politicians accountable for what they do. You're making all this money, earn it. You know what? Let's do one thing better. Like I've said hundreds of times before, and I'll say it again. If you're in politics, your salary is the mean salary of your state. If your state's mean salary is $75,000 a year, guess what you're going to make while you're in Congress or the Senate? $75,000 a year. You want a goddamn raise? Improve your state. Raise that mean salary. Whatever your constituents pay for health insurance, guess what you're going to pay? The same thing they got to pay. You don't get anything free. You're a public servant. You're not a god. You're not a king. You are no better than a dog catcher. You are an elected official to represent the people of your state, county, or city, or municipality. You will make exactly what they make. In order for you to get better, you need to make them better. And if you can't do it, you'll never make more money. It's that simple. Take the money out of it, take the prestige and the power associated with being in politics, and then you'll start getting statesmen, people who just want to serve their fellow man and help them. We'll stop getting all these wannabe reality stars, all these wannabe people who think they're gods. They'll stop coming in because I can't make $20 million in 2 years. Well, then I'm not going to do that. Start treating them like people. They're not important. The country will run just well with your state government and not having the federal government there. If the federal government stays and your state government goes, then you're screwed. We don't need the federal government. They're there to collect taxes, to make sure the infrastructure stays well, and defend the nation. That is it. That is all they were designed to do when it first came into power. That was it. And now they've bloated out to where they're in everything. Everything you do, the federal government's involved. That needs to stop. We don't need them. We don't need them. They've lied to us that they're more important than anything else, and without them, we're going to fall apart. We don't need them.
How is this going to change, though? Because I don't disagree with you. I fully agree with your idea of how this ought to be and how it is. But what do we, like, honestly, what do we do? Okay, Damon is running for office. That's a shot. But, you know, if he goes in there and he proposes any of the things that you just said, he will be literally put in that jail under the building and for the X amount of years that he's in office.
Well, first off, like I said earlier, I see 3 viewers on this podcast. Republicans, get off your ass. Stop being lazy. Stop waiting for your neighbor to do something. Stop waiting for your boss to do something. You got to do it. Stop being a lazy shit and wait for other people to do what you need to do. You all know what needs to be done. Vote. Get out and vote. Pressure your politicians into doing what they told you they were going to do to get elected in the first place. And if they don't do that, Republican or Democrat, you vote them out and vote somebody else in. It starts with the Republicans. Stop being lazy little shits and lazy little whiny maggots and not doing anything other than talk. That's where it starts. If they start acting like adults and start assuming some responsibility for what's going on in this country, things will change. Until that happens, it's going to get worse. I'm so tired of Republicans in the House or Republicans on central committees or clubs and wherever I'm at talking about all these grand ideas of what they're going to do. And then when push comes to shove, they drop their pants and smile for the camera because they just want to get along. They want to get invited to all the parties. They want to get in the newspaper. They want to be on the news. We're not going to make waves. Frederick, and I hope I embarrass everyone, Frederick County Central Committee, Republican clubs, and party are impotent. Impotent, drunk monkeys that couldn't accomplish anything. And that's just indicative of the Republican Party across this nation. They don't do anything except talk, and then they break out the knee pads when it's time to fight because they don't want to make waves. We have to compromise. There has to be compromise. Compromise has got us where we're at. And compromise will get us further down the cesspool if we continue to do it. Republicans, wake up, stop being lazy, and get involved. And if that pisses you off and offends you, I'm going to lose so much sleep over that tonight.
I knew I'd bring it back to life after the flu with this. So, but no, and don't short us with the viewers. We got at least 7. So
okay, 7 of you. No. 7 of you got some balls.
But no, I will guarantee everybody. I don't care if I were to win. I'm in the D10, so it's a very blue district, and it's going to be very hard to win. And I'm not delusional about that at all. But I don't care if I were to win. If I served one term, I will do the most damage because I love what I do for a living. I really do. I love my job. I love building commercial buildings. I really do. Never really wanted to be a politician until I got stupid, I guess. I lost some brain cells. But I had my kids and I just saw things were going. But so I'm going to try, and I don't care if I serve one term. I'm not. The only way you'll see my wealth grow. And if I get elected, is I'll hire my wife as one of my staff members. So that's about it.
I want to say something. Let me finish my thought because if you just take me in half, it's going to piss you off.
Go ahead.
I don't want you to win. I don't want you to win because when people get into politics, politics changes you. You don't change politics. Good men crumble and become bad men. I don't want you to get involved in that cesspool because you're going to come out smelling like shit no matter what you do. The only way you can change this system is from the outside. You can't change it from the inside because they won't let you. They will not let you. Like Elena was said, you try to do something, they're going to bury you in the house, and you're going to be in the basement. You change it from the outside. And history showed us that's the only way you can make change. Gandhi, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. They weren't in the system. They were outside of the system, and they affected it.
George Washington.
These people were not in the system. Because they realize if you're in the system, you're in the game now, and you can't change it. Because the second you think you can change it and you're in the system, they change the rules of the game on you. And now you got to play by a different way. If you're outside, they change the rules. It doesn't matter because you're not involved in that. You're not involved in the game. You're working against the game. Inside, you have to be part of the game. So I almost hope you don't win because I think you can do more be more effective, and cause more change from the outside.
Well, that's what this is for. So everyone out there that was thinking about donating my campaign, let's just strike that last remark.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
So, all right. Well, we're getting close. We're almost an hour so far. So let's take a quick break, and we have two more segments after the last one's quick. So we'll roll through the third one.
Give Damon all your money today.
Welcome to America's Pulse Network. This is APN's very own White House correspondent, Alexandra Levine.
This is so amazing and miraculous. We've never had a president in the history of our nation doing this. And we hope to God that he continues doing this forever and ever. Thank you. God bless you, everybody. And God bless President Trump.
And God bless you.
Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra Levine with the America's Pulse Network. I am the White House correspondent right here in the heart of D.C. as President Trump is celebrating 250 years of America and the military.
subscribe and follow America's Pulse Network on the above social medias.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming back on, everybody. And this is Votes Over Violence. And I usually try to stick with, it's Jersey Shore, SURE, so I usually stick to Jersey topics. But what's going on nationally, I just couldn't help myself because this is crazy, and we're living it. So, and when I say Votes Over Violence, my name is Hammer segment, is because that's the thing that we talked about earlier. We touched about it, so we should probably get to the segment pretty quick. Is that it just politicians? And I would say more on the Democrat side, they don't care about violence, they don't care about people, they care about their votes, they care about staying in power, and that's what it is. So Seth, I'm going to go to Elena on this one.
Good deal.
So you don't So, I mean, you see it all the time, Elena, right? Say vote for Damon. So I can see that. But Lorraine Barbera's watching. It's Justin Barbera's mom. She's late to the party. So thanks for joining, Lorraine. Or no, is that your mom? Or is that your relative? Because Barbera, it's yours. Okay, I thought it was Justin because I think his mom's name is Lorraine as well. So Justin from New Jersey. But yeah, so what do you think about that? I mean, I know what you think, so I don't even know what I'm asking.
What are we talking about again?
I'm talking about how politicians don't care about the people. They care about votes more than anything. They don't care what happens in the streets. They don't care. They go out there and they say, "Oh, this is for the people, and we got to save." No, they don't care who it hurts, what it does, and it's just they want votes, just like the open border and all that. I can't stand it anymore.
The votes are a means to an end to them. Yes, they need the votes so that they can get rich and powerful. I mean, and they have all their talking points. That woman who screamed earlier in that montage you showed, when she said, "Hey, if we're focused on, you want to focus on this so that we can't affect change," or what changes have you made besides making people poorer and less safe? Give me a break. 50, 60 years of welfare. And what has it gotten us? Americans who are lazy and entitled, and not all of us, but there are everyone, that I know that's on welfare doesn't really have to be. And, they live in the housing and they get the health care and they get everything, cash cards and everything. I mean, that it has destroyed this country. They haven't made anything better. They haven't actually lifted anybody out of poverty with welfare. No one's been lifted out of poverty. People on welfare are the poorest people in America, except for the homeless. Those are the only people poorer. So, affecting change and saving the climate and trans kids. And, they just come up with these catchphrases. They accomplish nothing, and it's all a smokescreen. So back here, they can say, "What do you want me to say? All right. What are you going to pay me to say that? Okay. All right. Where do I put that money you just paid me to say that thing? Where do I invest it? Okay, before the rules change. Okay, right there, boom, and they're all rich." That's all they care about. And as soon as they come in, they get blackmailed or tempted. I think most of them are easily drawn into it. You can kind of see coming in who the snakes are, and then you can see also separately the people who were good going in. And then they got either blackmailed or snaked into it, or it took maybe a little longer before they got tempted, but it happened. Oh, if I just do this one thing, man, then I can send my kid to college with that money. And they justify, right, that they're willing to sell out their own values and sell out their constituents and lie and actually accomplish nothing. Ayanna Pressley, go to her page on congress.gov. She's accomplished squat. In all the years she's been in there, nothing. Jasmine Crockett, she was doing some video recently. "I am a very serious lawmaker." Or actually, she said it with the whole Ebonics thing that she loves. And, forgive me for being so white there in my impression. You look at everything she ever did. She has never, anything she has ever sponsored hasn't even gotten out of committee. Never mind getting to a vote in the floor. Zip. Nothing. They accomplish nothing. They do nothing for this nation, nothing for their local constituents. They're trash, all of them. And I have so little respect. I used to look at congressmen and women and think, wow, That's somebody. Now, yeah, that's somebody, all right.
Well, if I were to win somehow, at least I would have you.
Not you. Not
two,
you.
If I would have two angels on my shoulder. I would have you on one side and Seth on the other, and somebody tried to corrupt me. Seth like punched me in the face. You were like, some girl tried to flirt with me or something and tried to catch me in something because I'm married, and you'd be like, "Don't you dare do it." So at least I got you guys behind me.
Oh, you know what? You have two good angels. Very tough angels.
Yeah.
But good. Right. Yes, that's right.
So, hey, I'm going to try, but yeah, we're late. I just wanted to. I'm going to play this clip and then we'll go into the fourth segment, which is really quick one. Anyway, this was something that somebody posted on Instagram. My wife sent it to me, and I thought it was hilarious. It's another. I'm not saying I don't think Trump made it, but somebody did. But it was kind of funny. So let's roll this one.
Attention, retards. I repeat, attention, retards. If you're a Minnesota Democrat snowflake, please move along. We're trying to get rid of all you retards from our small towns and cities. So if you watch CNN, you're definitely retarded, and you need to leave now. Please grab your belongings and join this group of retards leaving the city. We will deport you back to Retardistan, a beautiful place full of specially retarded people like you. Believe me.
So when my wife sent me this, I figured I want to end with this and the next segment because I needed to laugh a little bit. Because listen, I was steaming earlier. I was mad. I was fired up. I was at work and I'm seeing this stuff happen. And guys' job, they were like, "What are you so mad about?" I'm like, "Do you see what's going on?" I'm like, "I'm so tired of this. I'm really, oh God." But I needed to make a little bit of a joke there to lighten up the mood a little bit. So, and I needed Seth to take some anger on for me. So
there are some great memes coming out. I mean, you can't, there are memes about the wife's, Renee Good's wife's outfit and, all this great stuff that's coming out. I haven't heard it yet, but somebody wrote a song about her, helping to kill her wife. And I mean, so as awful as it is, and I don't want to turn into the left, like there is some comic relief that's happening. And thank you for sharing that because that was fun.
Well, so we're gonna we'll take a break, but we're gonna go to my next segment, and the next segment's a new one. It's my punchable face segment. So let's take the break and we'll go to that one.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, Elena, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Parler, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
It's just us.
Whoa! All right. Well, let's.
Oh, there I am. I don't know where I got knocked off.
We were going to start talking. Oh, we can talk about him now. He's gone.
That's
Now
all right.
we can talk about him.
We can talk about him.
Oh, we got back one. I think our producers meant maybe I'm the punchable face or something. But no, I usually do the Patriots and Loser Award. But sure, I can't. I give them the Loser and the Patriot Award of the week. So with the other show, I'm like, I got to come up with something else. So this is the Punchable Face Award. So let's roll it.
Hey.
Not bad. You're nailing it.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face, but I want to deliver one of these right in your suck hole.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
No,
so you
not
wouldn't-
really. It's your face. And again, you're doing great, man. This is the Kelly and Wine Mix. We're all having a great time. Everybody's having fun. You pulled it off, all right? But if you don't change your face, I'm going to change it for you.
Okay. All I can do is take that in and consider it, and I'll just try to do my best version of whatever I think that would be.
I don't even hear what you're saying right now because your face is driving me nuts.
Thanks again, though.
Oh, tits.
You guys know who that was, right?
Yeah, he's good.
Mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey.
Right in your
Oh, yeah, he's a superstar. He's like our version of Justin Trudeau. If I could compare him to anyone else, that's who he reminds me of. Somebody that I just like. I'm like, you sissy Mary, lion, snaky, slimy, gross thing. Him, Trudeau, Newsom. I kind of put them all in the same category.
I'm pointing to you.
Me?
I don't know.
Yeah, you get fired up. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, the configuration's the same way where you're looking. He was pointing at you for a while.
Yeah, this is just all. He just grosses me out, makes me mad. The way he dances with the Somalis. The best video was him trying to eat the Somali food.
That's funny.
See him.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's more.
This is great.
Yeah, no, he's a real piece of work, telling ICE to get the F out of his city, saying that, the fact that, saying that the woman was shot in self-defense was BS. I mean, cursing. And then when people told him that he shouldn't talk like that, he called us all Disney princesses for saying that, he should be more professional, which, I don't really care. That's nonsense, but I don't care how he talks. I just wish he said something that made sense.
He can't curse because he's not even a man. Like if he came on my construction site, I'm allowed to curse. I am. I'm in construction, and there's a lot of cursing going on all day long. I try to polish myself up the best I can afterwards, but I can only do so much. But yeah, no, he doesn't fall in that category.
You don't wave a Somali flag and dance for the guys at work?
I did once, but only as a joke. So no, I never did. But
He seems like more the kind of guy I could see him going, gee golly, I'm going to bop you one if you don't straighten up, mister. I could see him doing that. That would make more sense coming from him.
And he just got in his face and said, "What'd you say?"
What?
And then he would run away.
I think it's more of he's more of a, hey, you better shut up or my brother's going to bop you one.
Or a keyboard warrior, one of those guys.
Yeah. He really is a creepy character. He's not even from Minneapolis. He's only been there a few years. He is another one of these transplant mayors like Mum Donnie, like Michelle Wu in Boston. She's from Chicago. So these people are planted by their party. They're not even legitimate, citizens who care. It's all for show.
So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you very much for joining me tonight. You had to keep me at bay because, like I said, I was very angry today, and I need to have a little bit of fun and some laughs and stuff like that because, a lot of stuff is pissing me off. And I got a long road ahead of me, and between work and the kids and the podcast and the radio show and the campaign, so I gotta stay level-headed. And so I need you guys as two angels on my shoulder. And Alexandra, when she gets back, I know it's Shabbat right now, so she can be on. But no, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So everyone out there that tuned in tonight, thank you. Appreciate it. Go to votedamongaldo.com. And as much as I hate asking for it, click on the donate button. And you can scan the QR code, but Money Wins campaigns, and I'm going up against a juggernaut.
You're pointing at yourself.
He's the worst person ever, but richest family. And everyone's trying to figure out who to point at. So, but it's a powerhouse, and so it's going to be a hard uphill battle. So I appreciate it. So I'm pointing at me now.
I know he's trying to be serious.
I can't I gotta I don't know. The camera's backwards and all that stuff. So
just a minute ago, you called us angels, and now look at us how we're behaving over there.
Yeah, everyone's pointing a finger at everybody. So,
send the money to Damon. We got to get him. We got to get him in there. Listen, if nothing else, even if everything that Seth said was right, that you're going to get in there and they're going to tie your hands so you can't do anything, you can come out and report on everything that happens. Like, I'm going to buy you a diary when you get there, and
I'm still in the podcast.
Write down everything. Oh, here's who tried to blackmail me. Here's who pressured me. Here's every single thing that happened. It'll be a great book.
Oh, I'm going to podcast if I'm in office. I'm still going to do the podcast. I'm going to say, here's the weekly report. I probably only do it once a week. Now, this is granted if I would get a win like Rocky Balboa, and I plan on it. So I am from Philly originally. Rocky's my favorite movie, so we'll see what happens.
Rocky's my favorite movie too.
I just want to say this to anybody like small children who may be listening now. You want to help Uncle Damon win. So what you need to do is find mommy or daddy's wallet or purse, and you want to go into it. And there'll be green paper. You want to grab all that green paper, put it in an envelope, and send it to Uncle Damon. And in return, he'll send you a lollipop. So you're really buying a lollipop from Uncle Damon. So get all the green paper from mommy and daddy's purse and wallets, get it together, and get it to Mr. Damon. That way he can win, and you can get lollipops.
This sounds like the night before Christmas when you did that.
I heard you were disappointed that it wasn't like
I thought it was going to be like the night before after Christmas. Damn mouse.
That goddamn mouse.
I thought there was going to be a video of you in hot pants was the donation gift. But
if there was 10,000 people that asked for it, I would have done it like that. But there weren't.
Yeah, I know. I tried. I couldn't get 10,000.
How about a $10,000 donation? You know, every $10,000 donation gets their own video.
We'll lose viewers.
I didn't think about it. Tim's got a lot of followers. Elena has a lot of followers. I should have reached out to them and said, "Listen, you get 10,000 people to ask Seth."
If someone donates $10,000 to Damon's campaign fund, I will have a beer with them and we can talk about whatever they want to talk about, and I will listen and answer all their questions over the course of an evening. They give him 10 grand
while wearing hot pants.
15.
Only any one person is going to give me 10, but it'd be nice. But
10 grand for dinner and a beer with me. What else? I mean, that's the best 10 grand you'll ever spend in your life.
Oh yeah,
I'll take the 25, 50, 100. You know, just had somebody donate today. Someone I went to school with. I think he might be watching tonight. He just out of the blue just sent me a donation, so I texted and he even know about the podcast. I don't even know how he knew I was running. Maybe he was just following. Who was running or on Facebook, whatever it is, but I appreciate
10 grand. I'll come out and have a beer with you. We'll talk if you give Damon 10 grand.
So
I'll even give you my hat.
Well, they only give me 5,900 person in the general, in the primary and in the general, then another 5,900.
Right, so 5,900.
But I'm not asking for that. Whatever you can afford. So that's all. I hate asking people for money because I'm broke myself.
I did too.
I know. I don't like asking people for money, but you got to just get somebody that doesn't mind ask for money on your behalf. That's all.
Maybe you should wear the hot pants.
Not me.
I'm not selling myself out like that. No. Oh, I'm like, no, come on, her, right? No, me. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining tonight, and I really appreciate it. So,
thanks for having us.
All right, signing off.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. This one's for New Jersey. For every working family that's had enough. Name's Damon Galdo. And I'm just getting started. Job site dust to the streets of the shore. Steel-toed boots, yeah, I know what I'm working for. Middle class hurting, every bill going up. While suits in D.C. say, man, just trust us. I'm a builder by trade, put my sweat in the ground. Now I'm building up hope for my hometown. Jersey's my home, blue-collar soul. I don't make excuses, I get it done, that's all I know. I felt the pressure, I've lived that grind, trying to give your kids a better life. I won't forget where I came from, man, cause I'm built by work. Built by hand. I'm built by work. changes while Jersey keeps drowning in the same old pain. I'll build a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon, Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah. Donald Norcross been there year after year. Same old story while the struggle's still here. Claims he's for workers, but look around town. Rent sky high, grocery bills breaking us down. Where's the relief for the middle class grind? Cause all I see is folks falling behind. I ain't got decades in some DC chair. I got skin in the game, cause my family's here. Time, they had their shot, and tell me, Jersey, what have we got? It's time for change, time for a stand, time for a work, and not another plan, not another plan, not another plan. Yeah! I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. Not some suit who sold you fantasy. No fantasy. We waited long enough, it's time to demand a future built by honest hands. For Jersey strong, for this great land. I'm Damon, Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah, this ain't left, this ain't right. This is fight for what's right. For every mom working double shifts, every dad praying they don't miss. I'm running for my kids, running for yours, for a state that deserves so much more. Not talk, that's the plan. Let's build it back with a working man. For our children's dreams, for a better way. I'll fight for Jersey every day. No empty words, I'll take the stand. Cause I'm built by work. Yeah, I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. While the old guard keeps playing the same old game. But we're done with waiting, done with excuses. It's time for a man who knows how to do this. I'll build a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon, Galdo, built by working hands. New Jersey 1st District. If you're tired of the talk and ready for work, walk with me. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Make the crowd chant with no music.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Jersey Shore podcast. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the Hammer Damon Galdo talked about, then send the Jersey Shore podcast to others. The Hammer also looks forward to your comments during upcoming episodes.